We're getting started early. How's that sound to everybody, huh? Also, how do I sound to everybody? I got a new microphone. Who's all in here? Say what's up in chat. We're gonna get started here shortly. Just kind of wanted to do a little introduction. I'm having a great day so far. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride today. And got the LaCroix in hand. We're stoked. Peter, I don't know if you're in here yet. I saw your message. You posted that like forever ago. We'll get to some map making today. I'm glad you're stoked. Simulation Station, hello buddy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, No, for tuning in as well. Good to see you again. Lanny, what's poppin'? Thanks for tuning in. And then Paul, haven't seen you before. Is this your first time in my stream? Farm Bros 0076, what's up? Drumming stream when? You know, technically or theoretically, with this new microphone, it's got this software called Clip Guard, so like you can't clip your microphone. Like it doesn't clip the audio. And so I could probably play drums and it would be fine. Theoretically. I don't know if I try it. But anyways. No says today I've created a farm from Laura Farms on Stone Valley. Cool. Stone Valley is a great map. Lancey Boy is a great modder. Like his placeables a lot, like his maps a lot. Stone Valley and FS19, like I said last stream, was my favorite map on FS19, I think. Maybe Nebraska Lands, maybe American Life of Farming. Both two Lancey Boy maps and then one other guy. Cheesy, hey, good to see you in here. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the share on Facebook. Appreciate that. Paul says, yep. Okay, cool. Welcome in, everybody. Well, let's switch to my screen capture here. And you'll see that some things have changed. A few things have changed. One thing I didn't check on was to make sure that my game audio was coming through on, and it's not. Let's do some sound setting stuff real quick. I'm gonna switch back to face cam. And Simulation Station, this is the Elgato, the Wave 3. I would bring it up in front of the camera, but I've got a low profile boom mount that doesn't tilt up or down. It only just comes straight out at me. So, but yeah, it's the Wave 3. Okay, sound setting, that's what I'm working on. Sound mixer options. Output device. Wave link game. Where you at? There you are. Let's drop that down to like 30%. Okay, you should be hearing the game now. Well, not now, but once I switch over to intro, outro. Whoops, noob streamer moment. Let me add the game chat or the game sound real quick. This is cringe. I should have done this beforehand. Bear with me, folks. Hey, all 8 of you. Yeah, you should be hearing game now. Theoretically. Can you guys hear the game? You were between this one and the one you got. You got a road, didn't you? Did you not? Let me drop this game down. I think I'm messing up my audio more than I should be. Yeah, I don't know if the game volume is going to come through, but at least my mic's coming through and the music's coming through, so I'm just going to leave it as is. The game birds chirping and stuff like that's not quite as important, but yeah, I think I created a double. I accidentally created a double thing. Now back to normal. Okay. Okay. Thank you. We're working out the kinks, folks. Okay. We're getting used to some things. I'm a new streamer. Okay. Let's do a few things. Let's do a quick map tour. I've made a few minor updates over this last week. I've definitely been hitting kind of a burnout slump a little bit. So progress has not been near as good as it has been in prior weeks in terms of like when I went from nothing to where I was last week. That was like a mad fury of I love this project right now. And then last week I just wasn't feeling it near as much, you know, working on other projects with other modders. I wasn't feeling, working on my own project. I wasn't feeling, so I just kind of got in and played the game. So, that helped a little bit. And so this morning and last night, I got a lot of work done on the map today. And I've got some stuff to work on today, which is kind of cool. I think we're going to work on the grain elevator today, which should be fun. Let's see what Noah said. Fact on the live last night for you, I had forgotten the time difference for me since I am in Alsace, France. Depending on the corner of the US, we have about 6 to 8 hours. I had not thought about that. Yeah, that is a big time difference. I don't know regionally where Alsace is. I hope I'm saying that right too. But I mean, no matter what, you're tuning in from a huge time difference, and I appreciate you being here. And you're always active in chat. I appreciate you know. So, okay, let me get to my FOV reset here. Sup, Benny? Benny with 2 N's. Great value, Benny, maybe? Do we not even have a vehicle yet? We don't. Oh my gosh. You've been in Bradgate Lock? I was just there this week. I took the opportunity to drive through town. When was the last time you were there? I think I want to go with 1903, which would be late at night. We'll say it that way. I don't do 24-hour time, but that's late at night. I know that. Okay. We're just gonna do the 8400. I'm not gonna really do any customization on it other than duals and a rock box, just to save time. And no one likes watching vehicle customization, in my opinion. So drove through going to West Bend. Yeah, it's kind of out of the way, because if you come down 4 and then go over, and you know, it's kind of jogs out of the way. You have to intentionally kind of go through this town, but it's a cool little town. And I will say, when I drove through this week, I drove through, I'll show you where I drove through at. And when I drove through it, I was like, wow, I've got this pretty much to a T. My roads are a little high, and there's a few other like terrain issues that I saw, but for the most part, like the overall vibe, the feel of it was spot on. Okay, so MRG always wants me to pull a manure spreader. I think I'm gonna do a sprayer. Do the old best way. A classic, probably the best row crop sprayer in the game. Let this puppy warm up. Check my audio real quick. Checking audio. That's all we're doing. Okay. Get the sprayer hooked up and we'll drive around. Get my HUD turned on so that way I can see what I'm doing. If you're wondering what mod I'm using to access this menu, this is Easy Dev Tools, absolute time saver. So how big is the map miles wise? It's 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers, which is like 2.7 miles by 2.7 miles roughly. And then it doesn't go over to Rolf. It does not. It's got here. I'll show you the PDA. Rolf would be over this way to the left, like pretty much straight to the left. And then I think it's Gilmore City is directly south. But yeah, you probably noticed I got field dimensions in so that we have crops planted in our field now. So we could actually play on this map, which is exciting. And I got this farm right here. If I can zoom in any faster, this farm right here, I got a really good start on it. So I'll show you that in a little bit here. But when I drove into Bradgate the other day, I came down on the right here, P19. I was heading south, and I came down to this intersection here where I have the animal dealer fictionally. And then I turned left, headed east, and then I went into the downtown area. And that's when I was really like, okay, this is cool. And then that afternoon, I came on this curve road. And I almost didn't even realize I was hitting Bradgate until I hit this curve. I'm like, oh my God, here I am. So then I drove in again through the town, and I took this angle road up by these farms. And I tell you what, this farm that I'm working on right now, IRL is a garbage heap. It is not good looking. So we are definitely making it better than real life. One error that I have is that this road heading north right here is actually gravel in real life. And I have it set up as concrete. I have it paved. So that's incorrect. And I did look, this bridge is actually out. Map is looking fine AF. What does AF stand for? I'm just a baby. Kidding. Yeah, map is looking great. I love this layout. The layout of this map, I don't know, like I was just, as you do as a map maker, you're at work bored and you're looking at Google Maps to see where a good map location would be. And then finally you stumble on one and you're like, I think this would be cool. And then you start making it and you're like, this is really cool. And then you start playing on it and you're like, oh my God, masterpiece. Now I'm not going to say this is a masterpiece, but it's getting close. All right, on with the tour. Let's get on with it. This audio is super low in the game. I can't even hear it over the music. Let this save and turn it up for you guys. That should be better. At least I can hear it. It's a little too loud for me now. There we go. If you can't hear game chat, let me know. And I can get it going. It's not super important to me to have game volume, but that's exactly how you found Stitzer, right? You just stumble upon it and then you're like, this is going to be my greatest map ever. Once we get done with the tour, I'll try to remember to talk about like how I choose maps and why I started map making and that kind of the ethos behind what I do. So you'll notice a big change right here on this corner. I added my animal dealer right here. I just used base game assets in here, reconfigured them is all, and made the vehicle dealer down here. Cause this is just a hayfield in real life, a tiny little like 2-acre hayfield. And so I was like, this is a good spot for the animal dealer. So it's functional. I want to get a milk sell point here and a bale sell point here too. Eventually, it's probably something we can do today. I'd like to show you guys some placeables work because it's fairly easy XML work. But again, I'm trying to be somewhat educational with my streams in terms of if you're interested in map making, you can learn maybe a few tips from me. Go back into town. because I did quite a bit of work on the main street of the town. This 24 miles per hour on a 4X is going to kill me. I think we're going to need to get a truck, folks. Obviously, things are still not done. Like you can see, roads are unpolished and floating pots and stuff like that. So it's not perfect, but what I really worked on was this central part of downtown. The post office in South. So, IRL, there's a, like a private, I don't know, like a transportation company. So I just named it RCS Transportation Co. If you can figure out what RCS stands for, proud of you. But I also put in the fire department. Got a little custom logo for that. I think I need to turn down my graphics settings. I don't know if you can see that blurring, but got the little logo on there. And then there's a big ugly building here in real life, so I just kind of made it a warehouse. Again, it's all base game assets. The community center. You can see here, like with my logos, the way I'm doing them in Blender, it leaves these remnants of, you know, like this, like it's not perfectly see-through. I don't know how to fix that, so I'll try to figure that out. But it still looks nice, you know, from a distance. You get the right angle to it, and you can read it on there. I love that. Benny says, I love the town. You nailed the small town look. That's really what I'm going for, Benny. Really trying to nail the small town feel, because this is a tiny town. I mean, maybe a population of 80, real life. They had a tornado run through in 2004, and it just decimated this town. And the sign actually says, the town that will never die, which I think is really cool. I'll show you the sign that I'm going to put on the corner and where it's going to go. So yeah. Race car shop, you wish there's a race car shop. That's my race car shop right there, the automotive center. That's what we're gonna work on today. You can see some floating conveyors and stuff. I took out the placeable that I had because it was just underscaled. It was too small for a co-op. Now I've got some like solid 300,000 bushel bins sitting up there in a dryer. I'm gonna get a load output in, etc. So now it's a proper grain elevator, more to what it looks like in real life. I'll show you the PDA when we get to working on that. It's pretty darn accurate. Put in the anhydrous ammonia bullets. They're not functional yet, and the map is not anhydrous ammonia ready yet. So I see that there's 15 of you guys in here. Okay, we'll see you in a bit now. There's 15 of y'all in here. Thanks for choosing to spend some time with me and watch my stream. I appreciate you all for being here. And we'll get to it. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce your name, unfortunately. The person that just chatted from the Netherlands. If you could give me a pro tip on how to pronounce that, that'd be greatly appreciated. But thank you for tuning in from the Netherlands. That's sick. I did see that you subscribed to my channel. Thank you for that. Okay, so we'll go down this angle road over here, and I'll show you some of the progress I've made on the one farm I've been working on slowly. Farmer Taz is in here. Slap that like button. Yeah, brother. Slap that like button. Man, we got some regional people here. We got some overseas folks. We got some all throughout the country folks. Awesome. Mike OG lurking and coding. What are you coding? Are you talking like XML coding? C++? Python? I don't know all the languages. I'm not a coder. Wynand. Wynand Backer or Baker? Something like that. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the subscribe. Thank you. Yeah, man, I don't know why I chose to go 24 miles an hour but we're stuck with it. TypeScript ATM paid dev for large Fiverr community. Cool. So you're like a real coder. I don't think, like, I do XML work and I call that coding. Coding. We're coding. Yeah. I've done, oh, what's that free coding software? I did it back in college. It's been forever. I don't even remember the name of it now, but it's in like a very basic C++ language, and you can use it to code like robots and stuff. So we coded robots with it. If you remember, if you know what that is, let me know. And it's Backer, not Baker. Cool. So Wynand Backer, welcome in. Oh, so you do consider XML work coding. Cool. I'll show off a little bit of that today. I'm not a pro at it, but I think XML is pretty easy to grasp. Oh, we're already here. Wasn't even paying attention. Look at the chat. This is some of the progress that I've made on this farm. So we'll look at the PDA real quick. And you'll see here we've got like a outbuilding in the middle, a little shop storage area, and then there's some really like rusty barns back in here. They look like old grain flats, to be honest. And we got the cattle lot in last stream, and we got the gravel down last stream. I put the house and the garage in too. So as of right now, it's fully functional minus the gas barrel, and you can't really play on it because it doesn't have any grain bins and the animals aren't functional. I don't know why I said fully functional. The animations work. There we go. So we'll come down here and kind of drive through, and I'll show off some of the work that I did on this. This house here, I think, is from Ola. Maybe not. Maybe it's the Finland buildings pack, or it could be Ola's building of Norway pack. But this is not an American house, but it looks like one, so I put it in. The classic FS22, FS19 garage, probably actually an FS17 model if I think about it. No decoration in here yet, but animations do work. Let's go over to this one first. One thing that I've farted with a lot is getting these shed lights to work. You can see the light switch is like broken, but the shed lights work. They turn on. I think that's cool. Your only pet peeve with FS22 is formatting. Cool. Yeah, you might have to elaborate, because like I don't know any different XML. I mean, this is kind of my first foray into modding a game or working with XML. So what kind of formatting issues do you see? Cheesy says, have to go listen only as I got roped into a lunch meeting that I'd rather not be in. Yeah, getting roped into stuff is never fun. Good luck, Cheesy. Yeah, I did a little detailing in this shop here. It's just a CBJ shed. Got more lights in here. Really awesome hydraulic door. It's pretty loud. I don't know if you guys can hear that still. So it's really loud in my ears. If you noticed, I talked louder. Got a little forklift shelf or pallet shelf, and then obviously some sliding doors here. So that's cool. The only thing about this is I don't think you can fit a combine in here. We could try it, but I don't, even with the two big doors, I don't think you can fit a combine with a hopper in here. You can, however, fit it in this shop over here. This is another CBJ classic from FS17-19 era. Spaghetti format is how I put it. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. We got a little lean-to put on here. And then as you come in here, I borrowed Western Iowa's garage door from his shop. So I sent an email to Western Iowa trying to get permissions for some stuff, so we're waiting to see. Otherwise, I won't be using that garage door. Also got the shop lights. These light switches work. But just a nice little shop, you know. I can't believe how good it looks with new textures on it. It doesn't even look like it used to. And this garage door is incredible. It's got the slow start to it. And this is all stuff you only notice if you're map making, right? Once you get into playing the game, you're just like, why does this door take forever to open? But for me, it's like, this is a beautiful animation. Juwan says, looks awesome. Happy Mariska told me about this. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Hope you got some buddies with you watching. If not, that's all right. Welcome in, though. We got 17 viewers. This is great. I was expecting low numbers. You know, first stream had a lot of hype, but second stream, you know, that can be a real slog. So it's great to see you guys turning out. Where is this map located around Des Moines? Can you show it on maps? It is north of Des Moines, northwest of Des Moines. I don't want to show it too much on maps. I already gave away the name of the town. It's Bradgate. So if you look up Bradgate, Iowa, then you can see. But I'm not going to show it on stream just because, you know, privacy and stuff like that. So eventually this PDA is going to get taken out, in my opinion. I think I'm going to change it to like a game capture view of it, or I'll paint one in GIMP. We'll see. Talking about this shop here simulation. If you come out here, let me close these doors. If you come back here and you turn the lights down a little bit in terms of set it to a later time of day, turn the HUD off. That's just a nice looking shop, is it not? Especially with the little lean-to in there. I tested it out earlier today, and you can fit a livestock trailer in this lean-to. You can fit a lot more than a livestock trailer in this lean-to. It's big. Big, beautiful shop. So we'll come down here. I'm gonna buy the farmland. I don't have farmland set up yet, so you just buy the whole map when you buy it. But this is from, it's not Scooter's Workbench. I always mess this up. It's from, is it Ross 006 modding? He came out with the West Steel Roscoe bins. Great little Farmlander type shed. Good animations on it. Gotta find the triggers. No lights or anything. It's just a simple rusty old shed. We got another kind of beat up old shed out here, and then a more modern shed. This is Glen 006. You're right. There it is. Glen. This is a Lancy Boy shed from 19 right here. So yeah, we got some nice sheds going on. I showed off the cattle pasture a little bit. Let's go up and fly a little bit here. I haven't worked on the cattle pasture much, but you know, got the ground painted, got some more fences in real life. And you can kind of see on the PDA too, is that this cattle pasture is flooded from the river and kind of washed out. Oops. And there's actually some river water pooled up here. So I want to get that incorporated, and you can see there's like sand washing it out and stuff like that. So I'll try to incorporate all that with the terrain and everything. Again, not functional yet, so no animals yet. So yeah, the biggest thing that I wanted to get done for this stream was to get field dimensions put in. And for those who don't know, field dimensions is basically, it tells the game the bounding of the fields, so it knows where to plant crops. So these field dimensions are now functional in the sense that the game knows where to plant crops. Because if you just put a field in, like paint a field in, the game's not going to know what to do with it. You actually have to, I use a script to do it, but you have to tell the game where to plant those crops at. So we got corn, we got soybeans, we got oats, and grass. That's our main crops on this map as of now. You can see here that on my map on this right hand side here, I do not have a lot of crops in. I have a lot of these taken off the map because I don't necessarily want potatoes being planted. If someone wants to make a multi-fruit edit of this map later on, by all means, go ahead, but I'm not going to do it. Just for realism's sake, we'll probably add some custom crops, maybe like those narrow soybeans that were on Tahitian, and there will definitely be silage corn in here. And then the map base that I used from Farmer Bob actually came with a couple custom crops. So I have rye in here, alfalfa, and clover automatically. So that's pretty cool. A couple different cover crop and hay crop options for you to play around with. So yeah, trying to think if there's anything else that I've updated on this. I put some roads in and things like that, like driveways to some other farms. But the big thing that I want to work on today is this grain bin site at the co-op. So I think that's what we're going to dive into next. And then maybe finish up the animal dealer. That needs a little bit of touch up on it and some detailing. I'll show you what I do for detailing, and then we'll maybe come back and do this, the grain bins for this farm. You can probably see that there's no grain bins on this farm IRL. I think what they do is they farm these fields surrounding, and they use one of these two bin sites, like up here or right here. That's a bin site. That's pretty common in Iowa, is to have bin sites just in the middle of a field or at the field entrance. Like, it's an old farm site. Someone used to live there back in the early 1900s. They had a house and probably a barn and some older bins or ear corn cribs or something like that. But nowadays it's just grain bins. That's pretty common in Iowa. Okay, so let's Alt F4 out of the game here, and we'll open up good old GE. Okay, and we'll see that we are working on this. I'm trying to make it as realistic as possible here. It's a 4-bin bin pack. Let's go full screen on this. It's a 4-bin pack. It's got 2 larger bins to the west and then 2 slightly smaller bins to the east. I don't know if it has a dryer in real life, but I wanted to add a dryer. Obviously not functional, it's just gonna be a sell point, but most co-ops have a grain dryer for drying corn. Obviously got the leg in there. I'm not a huge fan of this leg. I've got one exported that I'm probably going to use. I borrowed it from Ashton Corners. Shout out MRG. So yeah, the concrete grain elevator is obviously going to stay the same, but that's kind of what I want to work on today. So where to start? I think first thing I need to do is get my better leg in here. This leg is base game, and I don't really like the color of it. Not often do I see a painted leg. They're sometimes blue, and they'll be on the outside of a concrete grain elevator, but very rarely do I see one that's white like this, or cream, you know, and I just don't like it. So we'll open up my map file here, and we'll go to my textures folder, and then again the secondary textures folder where I export items to. Control X these and paste them into my main textures folder. If I ever have to replace items, I usually skip this because sometimes there's like concretes are named the same, and so I don't want those to overlap each other, and so I'll go through and I'll rename them. But I already know that those textures are already good to go. So I'm going to scroll down to here, the very bottom where I have all of my i3D files, and this is where we're going to get into some of the XML work. So let's start with the leg, because that's what we're going to want to work with first. I'm going to edit that in Notepad. And this is XML 101 right here. You can see here right in the middle, there is this file path. It says textures / whatever that word is. We need to take out that texture / because we moved it back a folder. So we're going to do that real quick. I'm going to hit Control F and replace it with nothing. Hit Control S to save. Done with that. I'm also going to get my loadout set up as well. So I'm going to just search for texture / and replace that. Oops, I accidentally took out one of these. Don't want to do that. What did I do? Okay, I didn't do anything wrong. So textures / replace. I don't know what I did. I just fat fingered it, I think, but. And then I'll also do these milk tanks because they're going to go in the animal dealer. So replace. Cool. So we got 16 viewers. What's going on, chat? How's everyone doing today? What's everyone up to? Obviously, you're watching the old row crop special here, but what's everyone else got planned for the afternoon, or for my folks in the Netherlands and in France? What do you got planned for tonight? Are you going to bed after this? Okay, so we got those in. This is not what I expected Farm Sim to look like. Well, Ethan, let me tell you something, bud. This is Farm Sim 22, all right? Get with the picture. Get with the times. Sorry, that was mean. I know him in real life, so. So all I'm going to do to import this is I'm going to drag and drop. I can also go File, Import, and then select the file, but I like to just drag and drop because it's a little faster. Bring this leg over. The transform is lowered. This is quite a bit shorter, so I'm going to look at my scaling here. Kind of a goofy looking leg, not going to lie. Does have pipes with it, but this one is a lot more close to real life. This one's not bad. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Let's try scaling it and see if that makes it a little bit better. We'll try double. Oh, that's big. That's a big boy. We'll maybe go 1.75. Cheesy says was gonna map, but plans changed, obviously, with the meeting thing. So next best thing is watching mapping. Absolutely. You know, there's not many people that stream map making. MRG used to do it. But between, you know, I like his format, doing the playthrough of what his progress is. That's pretty cool. And I try to do the same. But yeah, I try to make my content a little bit educational. Let's drop this down to 1.75. Lower it a little bit. I think that's pretty convincing. Pleasant View Farms. What are you doing in here, guy? Don't you have chores to do? I always figured this would be a tough time of day to catch you because this is like primetime farm hours. Saturday at noon. For you, it's like 1 or 2. I don't know. Let's go 1.5 on this. This is still a little too tall. That's better. And it kind of looks fat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. It's all evenly scaled. So I think we're good. So let's take this old leg out, get rid of that, and drop this new leg. Oh, you got lunch. What are you having? Hopefully something good, something fulfilling. Maybe like a Jimmy Dean sandwich or something. I don't know. Leftovers. Okay, we're gonna rotate this a little bit. Let's see what our leg tower is rotated at. Or our conveyor tower. That's at 34. This is at 80. Is that negative 78? Let's try 78. Or maybe negative 78. Yeah, negative 78. No, that's crooked. All I'm trying to do here is line up the rotation, basically. What I will do is I'll just get this in a little bit closer to my conveyor tower here. And we kind of cross-reference that, basically. Line it up with a square edge and look at it. I almost nailed that. I think I nailed that. All right, we're going to leave it there. It's at 55, negative 55. Obviously, our spouts need to be fixed. We will fix that. And then I want to get this height right so it's not clipping through the ground. Go up a notch or two. That looks pretty good. I don't love how the boot of the leg is in the ground. I wish that was sticking up a little bit, but you don't technically need to see that, I guess. So, okay. Next thing I think I want to do is I want to get these conveyors and this grain dryer pipe hooked up to this conveyor tower, and then I'm going to run some spouts to that. Good old Wendy's. Son of a Baconator. Hell yeah, brother. The son of a Baconator. I don't have Wendy's a lot. I do have a lot of Orbeez. I call it Orbeez. Arby's. Where they have the meat. I don't know if you knew that, but they have the meat. Okay. These need to be rotated a little bit, so we'll do that in a second. And then, where was I saying? Oh yeah, I was gonna do a couple of these pipes to this conveyor tower, and you can kind of see how it has like this little cone down here, almost like a distributor. So I'm gonna run this dryer pipe to that, and then the conveyors up to this top conveyor here. But how to get the leg then? See, I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible. It really is what I'm trying to do. Like, it's got to have realistic conveyor setups so that it like actually would flow that way in real life. But let's just go with it, you know. We'll start with this one, and then what's kind of annoying about these base game ones is they have these two LOD slots, LOD 0 and LOD 1. LOD is like the distance, so as you get away from it, you'll see that like the resolution of the textures goes down to save on performance. And so this conveyor has the close up LOD, and then it has the far away LOD, and you got to scale both of them, which is kind of annoying. But we'll start with the main one here. Let's just go to, we got to rotate a little bit. Get that pretty well centered there. And then we will stretch her out. Couple ticks there, couple ticks there, couple ticks there. Almost there, folks. Happy little conveyors. There we go. That's close enough for me. No one's going to get up on top here. Guarantee you that. Open up this one. Open up both LODs. Let's get this turned, actually. Right about there. Yeah, that should be good. No? Why is it so angled? Let's go this way a little bit more. We'll stretch it out and we'll see if it gets all wonky on us. Remember, Saturdays at noon to watch Farm Tycoon. I am the tycoon. This is my farm. Painted some nice little trees. What do you think of the Deadpool Bob Ross that you sent me? I thought it was hilarious. Bob Ross does the thing where he slaps his paintbrush on the easel, and they made fun of that so perfectly. Welcome back, Noah. Glad to have you back. Chat's just not the same without you. That's too far. I need to go back a tick on each one. There we go. That's pretty even. And that's close enough for me, you know? So let's get in here and then do the second LODs. So what I'm going to do here is grab this transform group right here. And then one trick that you can do if you want to copy all your rotate or all your translate or all your scale is go to your top rotate and hit Shift Alt C. And then you can come down here to the LOD and then hit Shift Alt V to paste it. And that will paste all three values. I'm glad my Bob Ross joke went over well. Oops, I need to grab this one. And then we're going to get the scaling. No, that's the wrong one. Whoops, I picked the wrong one. That's also the wrong one. What am I doing? There we go. Now I got the right one. Getting confused by my transform groups. Don't tell all the secrets to modding. I'll try not to. I'll try not to spill the beans. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Or did I? Yeah, I did. Control Shift C, or Shift Alt C, excuse me. And then Shift Alt V. Then I gotta go back and get my rotation because that's what I messed up. There we go. Okay. Man, I'm distracted today. I've been up a lot, so. Conveyor's done. Next thing we're gonna do is this little pipe for the dryer. We gotta open this transform group up. And then grab this pipe, which is gonna be under LOD 0 and LOD 1. So this is gonna be another double LOD thing. So let's try swiveling this down first. And then turning it. And then coming in here and swiveling it down some more. And it looks like it needs to be scaled up a little bit in this direction. Okay. And then when we did that, it made this little boo-boo. So, oh no. We're just going to move it a little bit this way, and a little bit this way, and then back a little bit this way, and back a little bit this way. And that'll do it. Easy peasy. That one was a lot easier. So let's grab the oh, it doesn't have an LOD for this one. That's convenient. So we don't have to do a double dip again. Great job, Rocrop says no. Hearts in chat to no. No, you're killing it in the chat game. Love you. Appreciate you. Okay. Now let's get the spouting put together. I think what we're gonna do, we've got 3 pipes. We can always duplicate one, but I'm gonna do, I should almost grab another conveyor. I really should, to go from this leg to this conveyor tower, have like a jump conveyor, a real short one, you know? Turn on the LOD mirror function. Are you just talking gibberish? What's up, Waylon? Good to see you in here. Yeah, it's good to see all my friends in here. IRL friends, farm sim friends. Appreciate you all. All 12 of you that are in here right now. Thanks for being in. Thanks for spending your time with me. So yeah, let's go. Let's save this. And this might make my stream a little laggy, so just a heads up. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know why I'm being mean to you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Just talking gibberish. Okay, so this is saved. I'm going to close out of that. My Giants has been weird with having 2 instances open. So if I have 2 separate maps open, it does not like that. So I'm just going to open up the base game Elm Creek map on its own. So then it runs a little bit better. And we've already been going for almost an hour, folks. The leg tower is over here, or the conveyor tower is over here, and I think I just want to grab the conveyor from this. So we're going to open this up a little bit. I need to get both LODs so that it works. So I'm going to drag this one up, drag this one down. Oh, that didn't like that. Okay, and then we're going to export this. So I'm going to export the selection. I'm going to go to my map file here, and I'm just going to name this conveyor. Make sure I can spell right on stream. That'd be cringe. And typically, when you're exporting items from, say, another mod map, you need to click export selection with files, because it's going to have its own textures tied to it. But if it's a base game one, it'll just draw from the base game textures, which I try to do more often than not, just because it's, in my opinion, lightweight. It doesn't weigh down, it doesn't pile up your file size. So I'm not going to save that, and we'll go back to our map here, open that back up. I'll show you what I mean. So if I go down to the conveyor tower or the conveyor, my goodness, that I just exported. So conveyor right here, and I open that in Notepad++. You'll see here, I don't have to take out any of these lines because it has this $data tag on it. And that $data means that it's coming from the base game. So I don't have to worry about any of that. All those textures are free to use, and you already have them installed. So I'm not like asking you to install more textures when you install my map. So that's kind of nice. I'll show you the long way to import things. You go File, Import, and then grab your conveyor. It's the same thing as dragging and dropping. I just like the motion of dragging and dropping because then it's like I know it got carried over. Okay. Name this transform group conveyor. We'll hit Control B and come and place it. Where you at? Oh my gosh. I wonder if I can... No, I can't. I was thinking about maybe freezing the transformations so that it wasn't skewed like this, so that this gizmo was up here on the conveyor, but that would just set it to 0, 0, 0. Yeah, so we're gonna leave that as is. Okay, let's turn this, scale it down on that, and that's scaled down to point. Let's go 0.2. And then we'll do 0.2 for all of these so that it's even sized. Oh, that looks tiny. Bring that back to 1. That's a goofy conveyor. Let's try 0.5. Let's try 1. No, not 0.1. Let's try 1. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Oh, I don't love this. I don't love this. I'm taking that out. Okay. Yeah, I don't love that at all. So let's work with our spouting instead, because this is already here. We'll take this one right here and we'll move it just a little bit. Maybe bring it over here just a little bit. Then we're going to rotate it. Just like that. Happy little tube. Let's see what scaling does to this one, if it makes it look goofy. That's not too bad. Got to reset the origin of that conveyor in Blender. Ooh, yeah, probably. I wonder though if I would zero it out in Elm Creek, if I would export it, it would be fine. Otherwise, it was the transform group that I had it in that had translations tied to it. Getting all technical. So, little stubby guy. Let's bring it up this way a little bit. Yeah, let's see how that looks from the ground. Can't really notice it. What you're really going to see is the conveyors, and that's really what I want your attention to be drawn at anyways. So let's take these 2 extra tubes and we'll come... I don't know, should we come from these conveyors? Yeah, let's do that. And then drop these into the bins. Okay, and we'll scale that down a little bit. Oh, not that one. No, why are we doing that? All I'm doing to scale is you can see this little knob at the end of the arrow. I'm grabbing that and pulling on my mouse. Okay, just getting some rotations in. That's pretty good. I mean, it's going to fill the bin unevenly. That's better. That's better. I think I want to make this a little bit fatter. That's what she said, yeah. Keep it PG. So I've got it scaled to 0.32. Let's try like 0.6. Make it this just a little beefier. That's a little better. Not quite so scrawny looking. I think I want to make this one beefier too, because there's going to be a lot of grain coming through here, you know? 0.6, 0.6. You want it centered? I could center it. That's a little closer. You can imagine it would drop straight in after that. Likely, let me pull up the PDA. It's likely a conveyor in real life. Yeah, it is. Absolutely is. See that right there? There's a conveyor coming off of there. We're making it a tube, folks. Oh, but look at this. Look how like spot on the sizes are. That's pretty great. Tremendous. Your aptitude to use an extraordinary vocabulary is delightful. How's that? Okay. We got some more tubes to deal with. We got one more. And we went off of the conveyors here. So we're going to grab this one. Again, we're just going to hit Control B. Kind of place it on there. Get it rotated. Shove it back just a little bit. And now we can do our rotating and scaling. There should be roughly centered. We'll bring this out a little bit more. And then we're going to scale it down on whatever axis the blue is. Okay, rotate it down a little bit. You have 5 calves, 3 female, and 2 male. IRL? I know you farm, or you help people farm. Go out just a little bit. Drop her down again. And then we'll fatten it up. Go to 0.6. Oh, there's another tube. Oh, this is going to go to my loadout. Oh, there's 2 tubes. Yeah, these are going to go to the loadout. Okay, so there is some realistic conveyance of grain happening now. Something that I'm happy with, at least in the short term. I'll probably come back to this off stream and put conveyors in, and then I'll show you guys next time, next Saturday. Okay, let's get the loadout in. If you see on the PDA, the loadout actually has 2 hopper bottom bins. It's kind of hard to, it's a little pixelated, but you can kind of see there's 2 bins there. 2 bins. So we're going to get a double bin loadout brought in here. So let's do that. Let's grab this loadout. And I can imagine that these are pretty big loadouts in real life, and that's pretty small. It's already scaled up a little bit, but let's try like 1.75, 1.75, and 1.75. Are we happier with that? I mean, the only real way to know is to play test this, but that looks pretty good to me. Let's see where our rotation's at. Okay, let's look at our leg tower. That's at negative 55. Let's try 55 for this one. Oh, like a glove. Nailed it. All right, so let's bring that over. Don't want to get too close to the bins because you got to be able to pull through it. So let's go like right there. And then we can adjust our tubes a little bit here. Which one is it? There we go. And you can see here, I can make this pop up and go away. I think we touched on this last stream. You just hit W and that pops up the gizmo options. So we'll rotate that, scale her out. Oh, too much. You rotate it down just a little touch, a little smidge. Ah, this one's so sensitive. Let's just leave it at 0.2. I want to fatten these ones up. It needs to be rotated a little bit this way. There we go. Let's go to 0.5 on these ones. There we go. Cool. This guy is the best farm sim player on the planet. I'm just a baby. I don't know what you're talking about. I only play with blocks. You guys. Oh man. I want to sick my moderators on you. Okay. That one, I'm not going to say it. That one was a lot easier. There we go. Okay, we're bump these up to 0.5 or 0.5. There we go. And that's a loadout. Cool. And that's semi-realistic. I mean, everything would move where it moves. The only thing that we don't have is conveyors on the ground for your unloading operations. And then before we get too carried away, I do see some terrain issue here. So what I'm going to do here is just open up my terrain editing tool, terrain sculpt mode. And I've got my right mouse button set to replace over here. So I'm going to hit Control R on a high level ground and then just drag my right mouse button over it. And that'll level out the terrain, soften it a little bit. Oh, no, that's too much. Let's try that there. Maybe bring up the ground a little bit over here too. That's pretty good. Your attention to detail with this is awesome. I would be banging my head against the wall. Might be time to download this game again. You know, I will say, map making is an incredibly frustrating yet rewarding endeavor. When I tell people about this hobby, I don't think they fully grasp what I do. And that's why I wanted to kind of show it on stream, is so that like my coworkers, my friends, my other family could come and watch and see what I actually do, because I'm pretty meticulous about it. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist about the realism, especially when it comes to grain elevators. And so, I mean, like when you really realize it, you're placing every single object individually. You're doing all the rotation, the scaling, and then you got to do the coding to make it work. Because if I would go into game, this grain elevator is just a hunk of metal, hunk of steel. It's not going to do anything. What I need to do is code in a grain gate or a grain dump, which is what I'm going to do next. That leads me into my next point. So let's do that quick. I'm going to real quick save here. This might lag my stream a little bit, so for fair warning. Another LaCroix bites the dust. Okay, so that's saved. I'm going to minimize that, and then I'm going to pull up my farm sim data folder. I've got this pinned to my quick access. That shows you how often I'm accessing this. But it's just in your program files is all. Steam Apps, Common, and then Farming Simulator 22. And then you can come here to data, maps, pick whatever map you want. I'm going to go back and I'm just going to use placeables. And then I'm going to go to selling station generic. Okay. And you'll see that this comes with textures, comes with a couple i3D files, and then it comes with an XML. Let's open up this XML real quick. Okay. In this XML, the main things that I'm looking at from my perspective is this file path right here. The name up here, because that's what it's going to show up as in game. And then I'm also going to look at the crop types that you can sell here. No one's growing cotton in Iowa, so I'm obviously going to take that out. But you need a CS degree to even pretend to be a farmer these days. Yeah, you need to have an everything degree. You need to be a mathematician, an agronomist, a banker, a mechanic, a diesel mechanic. You need to be everything. It's crazy. That's why you're seeing so many small family farms just die out. I think one of my streaming friends in here earlier, he was streaming the other day, and he said something like a couple hundred farms in Wisconsin that were dairy farms just like quit doing dairy. I was like, man, that's heartbreaking. That's sad. So yeah, that's how you can access these. My buddy MRG up there in chat put together some placeables with XML. I'm going to access those off camera because they are not available to the public. But we'll go to assets, placeables with XML, sell points, then selling station. I'm just going to copy this, and then what I'll do is I'll go back to my mod folder here. I'm going to come into my, where's it at? Placeables folder. There it is. I'm going to go to cell points. I'm going to take out this GSI cell point because that's the one I removed. I'm going to go into Pro here. Actually, no, I'm going to go into, I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it Pro All because this is all my crops being sold here. And then I'll just drop that in there. Okay. 18 people in here. Holy cow. I said this last stream. This is back when I had a crappy mic and no lighting and no ring light and stuff like that. I used to stream in my college apartment. I used to stream horror games. Alien Isolation was what I streamed. And I streamed another game called Soma. That was a really good one. And like the whole time I streamed to one viewer, I'm pretty sure. And I think it was a bot. So to have 18 of you in here is incredible. If you haven't already, feel free to hit that like button, maybe subscribe if you're interested. I'm trying to set up a consistent stream schedule to where I will be streaming every Saturday at noon. Every Saturday that I can at noon. So, that's kind of the schedule I'm looking at. If you're interested in that, if you like what you're seeing, check me out. You know, I've also got a Facebook page. Just look up Row Crop Special on Facebook. I post there fairly often. I just kind of did a wipe on that page and rebuilt it, and I've actually built up quite a following. I'm shocked. So, okay, let's get back to this. Like I said, you come with a i3D, a shapes file, and then an XML. And those are the things that we want to worry about. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to drag this over here, and all I'm going to do is drag this i3D over into my map so that I can place down this selling station and get its location, basically, is all I need to get. I need to get the rotation down here. Let's go this way and see where it takes us. So that's going to be about the same as our bins here, at like 36. So let's copy this 36, bring that over, kind of slide it over, make sure we're not touching anywhere. We are just a little bit. Get that close to centered, left to right, and then back and forth. We'll get it roughly centered. Oh, that's way off. What am I thinking? That rotation's not right. See what chat's saying. To remember the time, just recite the rhyme. Saturdays at noon, watch dance stream. Is that a rhyme? What's that like non-rhyme term? No says, since last week I've been following you on Facebook. Greatly appreciate that. Welcome to my Facebook page. Really often what I'm posting there is screenshots of the map and links to my live stream. So that's what you can really expect from my Facebook page. Okay, that's pretty good. I think good enough for me. We'll maybe rotate it to the left just a hair. If I can find this rotation. Let's go like right there. Bring it over just a little bit. I'm going to bring it to the north. Just say about right there. Okay. I want this to be as precise as possible because we're going to code this in. So it's going to be pretty well locked in. Okay. I'm going to take a drink of water, but real quick, chat, audio check. How's the mic sound, especially compared to last stream? How's the music, etc., etc.? Let me know. Switch to face cam for a second. Just do some chatting. How do you know about that? When am I rolling out a Patreon for exclusive maps? I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know. I gotta release a map first, you know? I sound pretty handsome. Pretty or handsome? Sounds good. Can't wait to test your map, especially take your time. I will take my time on this one. When testing time comes, I will be, at least for alpha testing, giving it to a group of my close friends, my farm sim friends, people that I trust. And then I'm thinking about doing a public beta. And that public beta will be released on itch.io. Expect that in maybe a couple months. What do you use for a microphone? I have the Elgato Wave 3. I just got it. I watched my last stream on demand video and I cringed at this little microphone up here. It was so bad. So bad. So I went out and spent the money and got an Elgato Wave 3. It's got some post-processing on it, so I should sound very nice. Okay. Gucci gang up in here. Dang, yeah, we got the Gucci squad. Thanks for joining in, folks. 19 viewers, man, we're going great. Cool. All right, let's switch back to the screen capture here. All right, where were we? Audio sounds great now. Perfect. I'm glad. Yeah, I was just trying to making sure the levels were good between my voice and the music. What's really nice about this microphone is it has, not that anyone cares, it has software built in to avoid clipping, which is pretty cool. And now let's hit that drum. Let's see what it sounds like. Tell me if this is going to hurt your ears. I hit it very softly. Pretty legit setup, I will say. I think really what did it for me was the lighting. At that point, I knew, yeah, I'm a streamer. No big deal, I'm a streamer. So, okay, what we're gonna do here is get this coded in. So we're gonna open up our XML here. And the first few things that we gotta do, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna change this name. This tagline here, give us a show. Did it sound okay? I'll do a little if it sounded like it didn't break your eardrums. But there's a little L10 up here. That's localization translations. So like no matter what language you speak, the station US main grain silo would say like feeding grain south in whatever language that you speak. I'm going to change that to be just English because so we're going to name this Pro Cooperative All, because we're going to sell all of our grain types here. And then we got to get this file path right. So it's mostly right. All we got to do here is look at this little line up here, and it goes placeables, sell points, pro all, and then I3D. So placeables, sell points with a capital P, and then pro all / and we're good to go. And don't forget one thing that we tell you as a modern mapper from all over the world: respect our work, that it is not to your taste, and on the contrary, if you like and respect the original links. Yes, like and respect the original links. Download from the creator if possible, or download from the official mod hub. Don't download leaked mods. Don't leak mods. I'll probably take some heat for that, but it's just not right. What's up, IH Dan? Good to see you in here. See you in a couple other streams. Is this your first time in my stream? If so, thank you for coming in. We are working on some placeables right now. Placeable XML specifically. The next thing I want to do is make sure that my crop types are all right here. And we can see here we have wheat, barley, canola, sunflower, soybean. Yeah, so we got all of them, plus dry corn. I don't have dry corn in the map yet, so price scale looks okay. I'm looking right here at some of these taglines like price scale supports great demand and disable price drop. Basically what that means is like how much money you get based on what the base game prices are. Supports great demand means like oftentimes the game will tick up the prices for you to give you like extra bonus for just being a good person. So that's true. And then disable price drop. If I had that set to true, the prices would never drop after you sold the grain. So I want to keep that on because it's kind of realistic, gives you a little bit of a up and down in the grain markets a little bit. So you have to wait to sell. Everything else looks good. So that's the first thing that we need to do. There's 2 more XMLs that we need to edit. So I'm gonna put this one off to the side here. And I'm gonna go back to my map directory here. And I'm gonna open up my store items XML and my placeables XML. First one that we're gonna edit is store items. And I have this nicely organized by sell points, buy points, dealer, animals, farm, etc. Obviously we're working on a sell point right now, so I'm just gonna copy this line right here and drop it down. Basically what this store items XML is telling us is like, hey, this placeable is now available in game. And here's the XML and where to go to look for it. That's all it's telling us. We got to change this file path to pro all. Not AKK, all. And really what I'm going to do here is go back to my XML here and just copy this so that I don't mess it up. Cool. So we can save that one and close it out because we're done with that. And then finally, we need to touch on the placeables XML. Okay. This one's a little bit more complicated because we have translation, rotation, and scale involved. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with our map bound ID. We're going to set this to pro cooperative all. Doesn't really matter what you name this as long as it's unique from every other placeable. And then we're going to grab this line here again and make sure that we go back here to the placeables. This $ map directory $ just tells us it's looking in the map directory. I don't fully know how that works, so forgive me. And then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to get our position and our rotation. So we're going to go back to our Giants editor here and make sure we have our grain gate selected. We're going to go to these translate boxes. I'm going to click the top one and hit Shift Alt C, and that'll copy all 3 values. I'll come back here and then paste that in, and it pasted all 3 values. Bingo. Last thing I'm going to get is the rotation. And we're going to put that in the rotation. Oh my gosh. Zoom out of this a little bit. I'm going to leave the scale as is, because it's not scaled or anything. So we'll save that. And basically when I put this in game, it's going to work. The one last thing I need to do is put this into the placeholders transform group. This placeholders transform group, if you look here on the right under user attributes, where my mouse is here, there's an on create function. What does that mean? Row crap, what is an on create? An on create basically means when the map loads in, it's gonna do something. Once the map loads in, on create. On creation of the map, it's going to do something. And this tagline in front of on create tells it what it's going to do. So this placeholders.on create means that it's going to take this one and it's not going to appear in game. This one that's physically here right now is not going to appear in game. That's what we want, because with our placeables XML, we are calling forth an i3D and calling forth an XML already for it, and it knows where to go. That's what we just did in that XML. We told it the location and the rotation it needed to be at, so it knows where to go. We don't want this one to show up, so we're going to put this under sell points, call that good, and we're going to save. Now that we got a sell point in, my stream's going to lag again, but give it 1 sec here. Okay, we saved. Oh my gosh, I thought my stream was gonna die. I got a warning from OBS. But now that we have a sell point in, we can sell grains. And that means we're gonna do a little play testing. So we'll get into this map. I have affectionately named this map the Des Moines River Valley, because we're playing in an area called the Des Moines River Valley. Anytime we have an adjustment to placeables, we cannot use a previous game save. So we have to delete that and start fresh. Go to the Des Moines River Valley, start this up. It says, personally, I help a team of American modders and mappers. We have a lot of public mods and private modifications like Midwest Horizon and a 36X instead of 4X. At Harvest, there are 12 of us, including 10 who harvest and 2 who manage transport. That is insane. How many combines do you run? Like with those 10 people, I imagine there's 5 in a combine, 5 in a grain cart, and then 2 truckers. That's a lot. I can't imagine a 36X. I know a 16X is possible. I don't know about a 36X. Is that a thing? Did you mistype? All right, drum roll, please. We're going to see whether or not our coding did the thing it was supposed to. If it did, we should see a grain gate showing up underneath this elevator here. Got some terrain issues there. No! There's a 64X map? That's ridiculous. What do we do wrong? Let's look through our log here. So something's wrong with our XML. So you can kind of see here, right in the middle of the top of the middle of the log right there. Can only load existing store items. No store item for XML file name, yada, 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 yada. Okay. So now we got to Alt F4 and go back and fix it. West End 64 by Levi's. I've heard of that one. I did say it was going to work. I was really confident. We're going to open our store items again. We're going to open placeables again. And then we're going to open up that specific placeable XML and make sure we got everything right. Placeables, sell points, pro all. Selling station, main grain silo. What the heck? Why do heck? You have 10 X9 1100s with 18-meter cutting bars, 27,400 liters per combine at 4 miles an hour. Wowza. You're really pumping through the grain there. What are we doing wrong here? Let's open up another placeable and see if we're... Maybe this is wrong? I doubt it. Our file name here? Oh, this is why it's wrong. See how this right here, this I3D and this XML have different names. Selling station generic no cover versus selling station main grain silo. I copied over the I3D file name. So what we're going to do is go back to our store items XML and quickly change that. So we're going to go here, change that, go here, change that, save, close, close. Close. Okay, now it should work. Oh, and you're using the Combine Experience mod. I know a lot of people that use that. I don't know if I'd personally use it. I like the realism aspect of it, like where it slows you down if you're cutting too early or something like that, but... I found a temp fix for that saving lag. Just click on the taskbar till the saving text appears. Click on the taskbar. Like the Windows taskbar? All right, if this doesn't work, I'm ending stream. I'm quitting streaming for the rest of my life. What we can do is open our log and see the multitude of errors that I've already created. If we wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save myself the pain, the emotional damage. Click on the Windows taskbar until the saving text appears or disappears. So that's key. All right. I'm seeing on the map here Pro Cooperative All. It worked, folks. We did it. Hooray. I think it's a mem leak on Giant Software. Look at this, folks. We need to lower our, or smooth the terrain out here a little bit. But that's a grain pit, if I've ever seen one. It's got the little marker icon on it. Let's give it a quick test. That's gonna bug me. Gonna bug me. All right, let's get a truck and a trailer. I'm gonna go with this one here. Let's maybe do a 15-speed transmission. We'll call it good there. Let's maybe make it beige. I love a good beige semi. We'll call that good. And then I'm gonna grab, I'm so gonna use the Timpty box by Cunningham Modding right here, this Timpty Super Cube. I think it's probably the best green trailer in FS right now. I'll show you why I like it so much. If you had ever seen a grain gate in real life, you might agree to. You've never seen a grain dump? This is what it looks like. The engine load is taken into account. That's kind of cool. Cool. I love this truck. It's on the official mod hub. Oh, it's loud. You guys can't hear it, unfortunately. Back up into this trailer here. Why you no work? That's the only issue with this grain trailer. I said it was the best. What is that? There we go. The reason I love this grain trailer so much is these right here, those ratchet straps along the length of the truck. That's to support the tarp in the middle. You see that? Like those two little lines that go there. What's also great about those ratchet straps is they're like guides for your grain cart. So you know where the middle of the trailer is, you know where to dump your grain cart. I'll try to show that later. Did work farm construction that one summer. You did work in farm construction. I think I know who you are now. Peterbilt truck. I love this truck. Yeah. I love cab overs. We're going to use Easy Dev real quick, and we're going to dump some grain into here. It gets under this one. Yeah. Fill unit 1. We're going to do some corn. And fill unit 2, we'll do some corn. Now my trailer's full to the brim, 58,000 liters. Someone do the bushel conversion for me. How many bushels is 58,757 liters? Oh, this truck is struggling. Oh, we got to scale first. Nope. Realism, folks. Realism. We got to go around to the scale. Yeah, the interior of this truck's amazing. The handling's really good. The transmission effects are really good. It's just a great truck. One of my faves. There's our scale house. We're going to go over the scale. One thing I might have to change with the scale house, you'll see it once I get on the scale here. Because once you pull off that scale, you have to take a sharp left around the bins. So I might just move this scale house. Why don't we take the scale house and move it somewhere else? We're just going to move it over a little bit. We got to check our weight. All right, what's our number? Holy 48,752.9. Anyone tell me what that is in pounds? Because that's definitely kilograms. If I'm over, I'm gonna steer axle saw to shut you down. Okay, DOT Chris. I didn't know you were an agent of the state. That's not too bad to get around that bin. All right, now let's drive over the scale. Make sure it has collisions. It ought to. It do. And then it should accept our grain. There we go. Let's see if I can dump both at each. I and then you. I cannot dump both at the same time. That's lame. Let's see here. I really like American trucks, especially those with the long noses. Farmer friend of mine, my boss and I have a Peterbilt with a V12 Detroit diesel. That's a big old truck. What kind of Peterbilt is it? Like a 379 or something, or what? Farmers do get exceptions when it comes to weight. So I may be over gross, but I do have the overweight proclamation active right now. So sorry to tell you, boss, but I'm smarter than you. Okay, we'll dump the last bit of this corn. And we'll do a little play testing. How's that sound? We'll do a little combine grain cart operations. Then we'll haul our grain into the grain elevator. How does that sound? And that'll pretty well round out our stream. I think that'll take about a half hour. We'll do another 2-hour stream. Call it a day. All right, you let that one slide. Good. Give you a $5 under the desk. Love the sound from this Detroit diesel. See, you know, I tell this to my friends all the time. You start putting numbers behind an engine, I'm lost. I don't know what you're talking about. I know V12, 12 cylinders, right? Right? You can tell I'm very smart, very big brain. Okay. We need to buy the land again so that we can harvest it. And then we're going to go harvest some of the smaller fields over by the farm that I'm working on. Granted, we don't have any grain bins. We could just do some placeables, like in-game placeables, and put them down. But I think I'll just haul my grain to the elevator for the playtesting sake. A little drinky poo, a little sippy poo. I always forget how big a 4X is until you get into it. And then you realize how truly big it is. And the scale between real life and Giants game engine is not 1-to-1. So 2.7 miles in real life is not necessarily 2.7 in game. So yeah, if you weren't in here in stream earlier, this was the farm we started working on last Saturday. Made some pretty decent progress on it. Ooh, you know, one thing I didn't consider? We don't have field entrances. Watch what I have to do up here in this oat field. Is going to be a problem. Turn off automatic engine start real quick. And turn off this stuff. You see this? I don't have a field entrance to this field. So we're just going to have to do a little yeet. I don't know if we're going to get our truck back out of here. That's the problem. What I can do, here's what I'll do. I'll hit Shift P and I'll go into my game landscaping. I'll level this out. How does this work? How does this tool work? We'll level it out a little bit. Put in a little driveway here. Bring up our brush size. It's ugly, but it'll work. We're going to soften it out a little bit. There we go. Quick and dirty. We'll paint it a little bit of gravel here. We'll call that good. How's that for a field entrance? Now we can actually play here. All right, let's get a combine. Beast old truck for me is Kenworth, Peterbilt, and Mack with only manual gears. For sure. We used to have a Mack cab over on our farm as a manual. I think it was 10 speed, tiny little truck, but she was a beaut. That's why I love cab over so much. I'm going to use this Lexion 400 here. Get it customized a little bit here. The rear guard on there, get a big old tank on there. Let's put a two-way radio in there. Why not? We'll throw GPS on it too. And then get a header for it. Let's go with the 30 footer at the crop dividers. This beautiful combine comes from Skywalker Farms, or Dairy Deer on Discord. That dude has leveled up his mod skills so much in the last year and a half. Got a new PC and he changed his life forever, which I'm hoping is what happens to me. I got a new PC and we'll see if my life changes forever. Okay, we are going to use Courseplay for our combine. So what that means, I need to set the field position. Open this. Let's do 3 headlands, and then we'll generate that course. And we'll set it to go to our first waypoint and hit play. And then robots. Remember the rhyme and don't forget the time. Saturdays at noon, don't miss a stream. Yep, that's a good one. It definitely rhymes. Maybe remember the rhyme and don't forget the time. Saturdays at noon, don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, those poor yields. Peterbilt has an Eaton Fuller 18 gear manual. That's a lot of speeds. Okay, let's go in here and we need to get a grain cart tractor. I think I'm gonna go with a big old grain cart with a big old tractor on there. Maybe do a Fendt. Let's do a Challenger. We'll do the MT700 series. Bump this up to not the brand newest one, but that one right there. Get some row crops on there. Make sure it's US spec. Get GPS on there, why not? Triangle. Let's get some weights on the front. I call that good. And then we're gonna get a big old grain cart. I'm not repeating that on stream, Lock. Oh, what should we use? I don't want one with tracks. We could use, I'm gonna either go in for the Kilbros. I think I'm gonna do the Kinsey 850. Get some Goodyears on there, some big old fat ones, and that'll do it. I wonder if our combine's gonna hit any trees. Let's go around the field with him and see. I doubt it, but he might. Our yields have improved as we've gone around the field. That's great news. I don't have to talk with my farm manager. All right, let's hop in our grain cart, get this hooked up. See you later, No. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you chatting, hanging out. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Probably you're going to bed, right? I love track tractors. The only thing about them in Farm Sim is they turn really tight. I mean, look at that. That poor PTO knuckle. The PTO is not even hooked up. What the heck? Does this not have a PTO shaft? It does. Why are you not hooked up? Ah. That's weird. FN, F1. Yeah, everything works. I mean, that's all hydraulics. The PTO would drive the auger. It'll probably work, but just that's frustrating that doesn't hook up the PTO. That's a setup right there. Let's maybe grab a screenshot. Here's what I do when I get screenshots. I set my FOV to 30 and I turn my HUD off. And I come over here and I use the 1/3 rule. Put the subject of the frame within 1/3 of the frame. Then I hit my screenshot button. There we go. Good looking tractor. Turn my HUD back on. Check on our combine. Hey, he didn't hit any trees. That's great news. That means I don't have to move any trees in Giants Editor. Our hopper's already 50% full. I believe this is a 300-ish bushel hopper. So we're at like 150 bushel. Which means, I mean, we've probably done an acre and a half. We're at like 100 some bushels per acre on oats. That's insane. Once he finishes this first headland pass, I'll chase him with the grain cart. Let's go in cab for a little bit. Really enjoy this combine. I mean, look at this. The detail, that little screen down there has the RPMs going, I believe. Oh, the mirrors are lined up. That's something I didn't notice before. Great attention to detail there. Yeah, so one of the things I want to try to tackle, we'll let him run, is my roads are a little too wide on the sides here. I want to narrow those up a little bit. And then finally I want to go through and smooth out these terrain humps. Because that's just a little bumpy for me, for my taste. Doesn't look good either. So I'm going to do that off screen just because it's not fun to watch. But that will be done before next stream. What else am I going to work on? I'll probably... Oh, no, I left the license plate on. Bummer, dude. Ugh, gross. One thing we could do before we end stream today is make custom license plates. I can show you how I do that. That could be fun. Because that gets me into the photo processing software that I use. Gets us back into the XMLs a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's drop our cruise control down to 6 miles an hour here. And go chase this combine. For those of you non-farmers wondering, 6 miles an hour is a little unrealistic for harvesting. That is fast. Typically, in corn, we're going 4 to 4.3 miles per hour. And then in beans, anywhere between 3.5 to 4 miles an hour. So not very fast at all. I think we're done filling. You can see my percentage gauge in the bottom right is not going up near as fast. So that's means our hopper's empty. Normally what I do IRL in real life is we'd be in a bigger field. This is only like a 20 acre field probably. But I would chase him all the way around. Because an 850 bushel grain cart is not that hard to fill. All right, now I got to show off why I love this trailer. Because if you remember, I was talking about these ratchet straps on the top. That's where you line up the center of your spout right there. Get over to the left a little bit more. And then what I do is I start back here. See how there's those little supports running along the trailer? I start at the front, and then once my front gets full, I move up a little bit, and I stop. And then I let that fill up. And then I move up a little bit, let that fill up. And then I don't really dump it in the middle here because this hopper is full, man. And then I go all the way to the back, start filling up kind of opposite of what I was doing at the front. And then I start backing up my grain cart and filling it that way. And that's how I fill a grain truck in real life. I am a pro at running grain cart in real life. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I am pretty darn good at it. Takes a lot of practice, spatial awareness. So yeah, professional grain cart operator. Tip the hat. That's me. Also, I'm wearing My Farmers Feed America hat. It's the truth. The truth. Good to see you're still in here, Lanny. You've been lurking. You've been hiding from me. Hope everything's going well for you. I took a 4-hour nap last night. I was going to sleep for a quick 45 minutes. Ended up being 4 hours. That's why I wasn't in chat, by the way. So, yeah. Let's hop back to our combine here. Watch him go around for a little bit. I just love this cat Lexion. I don't know like how the ownership works. I know that I think Lexion comes from Claas, C-L-A-A-S. So Cat must have just bought rights, or like Claas manufactured it and then they could brand it as Cat. Whatever, I don't know. And if anyone in chat knows, let me know. But it just looks so cool. It's just a sharp looking combine. It's got really nice edges, you know, square. And then the paint scheme is just sharp, dude. Normally I'd be running John Deere, but this Cat Lexion has got me playing some different colored equipment. The other day I was playing with blue equipment, good old New Holland. I even had some Versatile in there. Brands that I never touch. Oh, and I had some Fendt going on. I don't know if you've ever sat in a Fendt tractor before. Luxury. Because AGCO manufactures those nowadays for the US. And oh my God, what a beautiful tractor. I mean, it's like sitting in a Cadillac, but you're in a tractor. Let's buy one just to look at it. One of the US spec ones. I've got it in large tractors. Cunningham came out with one. It should be coming up here soon. It's right. No, it's not that one. Well, this one's a US spec, but it's a track one. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so this is a US spec. See if it's got row crop tires for it. It does. Goodyears. Get some rear duals on it. Keep the base. Big warning arms. No beacons. Screw beacons. Keep that. Keep that. Yeah. Let's put our rims to gray. That looks sharp. Take off that dang license plate. And we'll see if this tractor has it. Oh yeah, the screen right here. I've seen it on maybe if I, yeah, right there. That screen on the steering wheel, that's just amazing. The seat is incredibly comfortable. It's got like drink holder, yeah, huge drink holders over there. It's those little things that you notice, like when you spend 14, 15 hours a day in a tractor, those things really make a big difference. Just a beautiful tractor, man. I don't know. Does anyone know where these were originally manufactured? Fendt? It's European, but I don't know what country. Great looking setup there. Great rig. The mirrors look like they're lined up. That's another good attention to detail. Yeah. Oh, I like that horse right there. Horsepower, baby. Our combine's getting full. Better go chase him down. $215 per hour for this grain or for this combine operator. That is steep. Lord knows I'm not getting paid that much. It's like that meme. You guys are getting paid. Sorry for the frame drops, by the way. I'm gonna pull ahead a little bit. And then one thing I try to do when I'm actually running grain cart in real life is, it's hard with soybeans because they're kind of like oats like this, in the sense that they're not, when you plant them in rows, but you don't harvest them in the rows that you planted them. You cut them at an angle. They're just easier to cut that way. So I try to find some frame of reference for how far away I am. And so typically I can look back and see the combine dumping into me. But this tractor blocks it, so I can't see anything. I'm about to hit him. But I try to find a frame of reference in the field, or like kind of a threshold of distance, to where I know where I'm at, so I'm not gonna hit the header, basically. Where did I get that hat at? I got it at Baumgar's. I don't know if you have Baumgar's in your area, IH Dan, but that's where I got it. It's a farm supply store. I got it on clearance, so I don't know if they have it still. Okay, we're probably full. Drop her down real quick, get a drink. No wonder we're going so slow. We had it set to 4. All right. Swing out our auger here, and then we'll go check or go dump into the truck again. That's a beautiful grain hauling setup, if I do say so myself. Okay, again, we're going to try to line up our spout with the center of those ratchet straps. We're going to go to the middle one here. We're going to start filling. And that's how you do it in real life, if you're a true grain cart operator. Man, we're not getting good yields at all. Only 20,000 liters, or yeah, it was 20,000 liters, right? 20,000 liters off of, I don't know, probably 10 acres at this point. That's not good. Let's check on our combine, see what they're looking like on the map. Ooh, red, orange. You can't see the map because my old ugly mug is in the way, but we're not getting good yields right now, unfortunately. Missed a spot. For any of those wondering where I get my mods at, I am playing on PC right now. I pretty much exclusively play PC just because I make mods, and you have to make mods on PC. And so I play on PC. That means I get my mods for PC. So typically I try to go directly from the creator if I can on their itch.io page. If not there, I use the official in-game mod hub. And if not there, I use kingmods.net. Kingmods.net does have some leaked mods on there, so try to stay away from there, but that is where I get my mods from. All right, looks like our combine's going to go start some up-down passes now. I don't know which end of the field he's going to start on, but... Or is... She's going to start on. No, he. Oh, God. Anyways, yeah. So we're getting close to the end of the stream here, folks. What's everyone else got planned for their day? It's prime time Saturday hours. We got plenty of day left. What's everyone going to do? Where are you going? Oh, he's going to this little nub at the top corner there. That's a weird spot. They always start in the small passes, and then they go to the long ones. Does anyone have an age and stream appropriate song request to close out the stream? One thing I don't like about FS22 is how quickly things wear and how dirty they get, like how quickly they get dirty. I mean, you could change the settings for how quickly they get dirty, but anyways. Chris says, I am no plans. I am a man of opportunity. Hoorah. Peter, good to see you in here. I saw you sent a chat before the stream started. Didn't know you were in here. Glad you made it. Currently making roads for the map you're working on. Struggle bussing. How you doing it? Are you doing it with Street Spline Constructor? Are you doing it in Blender? What are we working with here? Never heard of Baumgars from North Central Ohio. Yeah, they're pretty much Western Midwest. Mike OG, you're going to be working on your map in a bit. Awesome. I love to see fellow map creators in my chat. I mean, that's what I'm here for. Trying to cultivate a map making community, you know? FS needs more maps. We got plenty of tractors and combines and trucks and trailers and so on and so forth. We need maps. Maps are hard to make. Using Street Spline Constructor. That one's a toughie. Don't get me wrong. Street Spline Constructor is an amazing tool in the sense that you don't have to use any 3D modeling software and it creates a mesh for you right off the bat. But it is tricky to use. So best of luck to you. If you find me on Discord or on Facebook, send me a message on Facebook. I might get a chance to send you some tutorials on how to use Blender to make roads. Dang, Cheesy, you still haven't got to map making yet? You still stuck in a meeting or what? Mike did his roads in Street Spline Constructor, but wants to redo them in Blender. For sure. I could show you some useful scripts. Mike, again, if you find me on Discord or message me on Facebook, I can send you some links to good scripts and tutorials that'll get you going on roads in Blender if you want. Sure thing, Peter. Again, just send me a message wherever you can find me. I'm on Discord as Row Crop Special, and I'm on Facebook as Row Crop Special. Just hit me up there. Send me a DM, and I'll get you set up with some tutorials. I will say that some of the folks doing these tutorials, you have to have an account with their website. It's free. They don't really send you emails. It's fine. But they make some amazing tools. Hit me up on Discord for the seamless borders. They look nice too. For sure. That's done in Blender as well. Not very hard to do. You have to have... Well, I'll talk you through it. Hopefully you have like the location that you took like your Google Maps images from. Hopefully you still have that location saved. That's going to be really important. All right. With this in mind, we've been going for about 2 hours now, and that's usually when I like to kind of cut things off. One, I get tired. Two, I need to go to the bathroom. And three, you know, people are kind of done watching at that point. So the nice thing is we got a placeable in. We got our grain elevator. Let's go check that out one last time. I can't flash there. Okay, I can't teleport. Oh, I'm in the course by menu. That's why. So we got a placeable in today's stream. That was cool. We edited our grain elevator a little bit to make it match the real life scale. And what else did we do? We did a tour of the map. Did a little map making. Nothing's too serious today. Just real casual stuff, but we got into some advanced stuff with the placeables. So IH Dance is going to build another farm on Alma, always using Pleasant View Farms buildings. High five. Pleasant View Farms is an amazing modder, makes amazing buildings. If you haven't checked it out, the farm sim guy, FSG, made a really awesome video about Pleasant View Farms. I'm just going to share that on my Facebook page. Great video, great modder, great person. I've had an opportunity to play on a multiplayer with Pleasant View, and just a great guy. Alma is also a really good map, so glad you're playing on that one. But yeah, let's close out with a little overview of the PDA here again. This is where we were farming up here. Not a big field, and we did that for about an hour. And you can look at some of these fields. I mean, don't look down here. This is a I'm going to cut this one up a little bit. That's too big. But there's some big fields on this map. Big and small, all weird shaped. There's still some square fields, but mostly weird shaped fields just because we're running on a river here. But yeah, I want to thank everybody, all of you, for tuning in. We still got 12 of you in here now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for chatting. Cheesy, thanks for saying it was another great stream. I had a lot of fun this one. Definitely happy I got a new microphone. I'm going to enjoy watching the stream back over to make sure audio sounded good. But yeah, thank you, everybody. This has been a great one. We had a lot of chats, a lot of different viewers in here. I think at one point we hit 19 viewers. Had a lot of friends in here. That was fun. So yeah. Well, without dragging this out too much longer, thanks again, everybody. I appreciate you. And hit me up on Discord and Facebook. That's where I'm most active. So appreciate y'all. We'll see ya.